What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy, and we've been talking a lot about Sweet Baby Inc. over on this channel and some of the weird going ons, whether it's their all their connections to different Gamergate related individuals, all their other things that they've done in video games thus far. Well, in a lot of this research, I've stumbled upon something very odd. And that's the easiest way for me to describe this. So of course I have Sweet Baby Inc. pulled up here. Everybody knows what Sweet Baby Inc. is at this point. But recently we had this whole list come out of other consultant companies associated with Sweet Baby Inc. and doing similar things to Sweet Baby Inc. But there was something very interesting that I noticed on this actual list. And you come down here to number 11, 12, and 13. Weird Ghost. I've gone over some of what Weird Ghost is on this channel, but I'm going to do a deeper dive in this video. Infinite Ammo Incorporated, and you read the next part. Funds Weird Ghost, which supports Sweet Baby Inc. Then you get to Gamma Space, related to Sweet Baby Inc. Now you start wondering, what the heck's going on here? What's with all those little taglines there and everything like that? Well, I started digging in deeper, and this is a weird little area that I've discovered, and I don't know what the heck I found. To be brutally honest, I don't know. I can't figure this out for the life of me. I can't put two and two together. I'm just going to present you guys with what I have discovered and how this all plays out. This is Weird Ghost. This is a interesting company out there, all things considered, because it's a weird venture capital group. Very weird. And I don't quite understand how it all works or anything about that. And guys, it keeps getting a little bit weirder. But Weird Ghost is a company founded by two individuals, both of which are Alina Mary Halawaka, who is one of the general partners. She goes by they, she, by the way, is a queer and disabled white settler living on Treaty 1 territory in Winnipeg. They are writer, game dev, and community organizer slash advocate with a background in theater, games, poetry, and health communications. They have a PhD in communication studies from Concordia University and have published extensively within and outside of academia. Then you go down to their other founder, Jenny Robinson, Faber, general partner. Jenny, she is a queer white settler community arts advocate and organizer, software developer, and leader in the IDM industry for over 15 years. She co-founded the video game arts nonprofit DMG Toronto with Cicely Carver and Alex Litch, and Gamma Space Collaborative Studio with Henry Faber and Dane Tolver. In the 2012 and 2015, she joined the board of the Toronto Media Arts Center and became its operations director in 2017. Now, a lot of information was given out there, and we're going to be coming back to a lot of these ladies and some of the aspects of this. But what these ladies primarily do is they go around and they give out venture capital for the most part in regards to all the things they do here. And when you start digging around how they do their venture capital, you start getting weird things. And it come over here to how we make investments. For the most part, yes, it's venture capital. Okay, it's venture capital, but with a twist. Bit of a twist. And they focus in on this thing called SEAL. What is SEAL? The Shared Earnings Agreement. And it's mainly focused on creating co-ops and things of that nature. Now, you might be saying, Dermy, okay, so this person makes money, this person makes money. Simple enough. Not quite. So this is how it works. The SEAL works this way. By taking a capped percentage of earnings above agreed upon threshold. The idea is that once the founder begins to take dividend above the threshold, a portion of that amount goes towards a total shared earnings cap. The total amount we recoup set up front. This means operating costs are paid and founders take home pay that meets their costs of living as soon as possible. So what is this? Okay, so essentially what they're saying here is, hey, at the beginning of this venture capital, how we're going to be funding you is we're going to be giving you X amount of dollars. But then at a certain point, when you guys start making money, start bringing stuff back, at a certain point, you're to start giving us some of this money back. you're supposed to start paying us and everything. Kind of like communism. It sounds more like, this is usual investment stuff, but not quite. Because as long as you stay below that threshold, you never really have to pay them back. Obviously, they're co-ops. They're a bunch of very communistic ideology throughout all this stuff. So it does beg the question: why is a co-op doing all this venture capital, but going through a steel agreement that doesn't really make any sense? But it's shared earnings agreement. It starts begging the question: what's going on here? How is this all working? Well, you come back over here to like their main site, and how they're actually doing this funding and where they're pushing this money. And we'll just read the beginning of this. An impact fund for studios led by underrepresented founders across Canada. We support video game studios with studio development training, catalytic investment, and community in order to build strong, impactful team of underrepresented makers who are shaping the future of games. And it keeps getting very weird. And you come over to their grant section and everything like that, come right down here. For teams who want to form a co op, get studio operations up and running, and get support with impact strategy, prepares teams to further fundraising, now administrated through Baby Ghost. I want to dig into Baby Ghost a little bit here in a bit, but then you come over here to their investments. For more established teams, a Baby Ghost alumni with a project and a stage of development allows key personnel to focus full time on the studio development. Ah, okay, so now you're starting to see how the seal works. It allows them to take the brunt of everything while you're just sitting there doing the actual investment. Communism. Okay, we're going to give you a little bit, but we're going to take it back at a certain period of time. Uh, okay, so you got how you make your investments, got some of the questions about Weird Ghost over here, though. Questions asked and answered. What funding opportunities does Weird Ghost offer, and what's the application process? Decent enough. You just simply apply. But you come down here. What's the eligibility criteria for funding? So this is where their like venture capital starts becoming very unique and kind of weird on how they do some of their funding practices. Your studio must be based in Canada. Simple enough. Not that bad. And majority, half or more, of founders must be from an underrepresented identity group. We have no preferences for the stage of development or genre of your game. Teams without a shipped game can apply, but we generally do not fund solo developers unless you have a plan to grow beyond just yourself. Unfortunately, intentional studios and teams outside Canada can't apply for this time. Oh, international studios and teams outside Canada cannot apply at this time. Okay, simple enough. But it's that focus on. It's always that focus on. It's the first sentence. How they begin this. It has to be from an underrepresented group. The people that they invest in, the people that they do stuff with, must have half or more of their team be from a underrepresented group. So essentially, you could have two individuals, one being a minority, one being a non-minority, and you get investment, right? Yeah, especially when you start coming down to here. What is the underrepresented identity group? This is a broadly inclusive term meant to prioritize those who have been socially and structurally excluded from accessing capital, professional networks, studio employment, or career progression, who have faced barriers to participating in entrepreneurship and government funding programs. Wait, Canada didn't fund people? What's going on over there? We are not precipitive about this and trust you to self identify. That's right, because they're not actually going to dig into you. So they might request you be from an underrepresented group, but they're not fully going to dig into you. They're not going to figure this out. So even though they're saying they're doing all this wokey woke stuff, they're not really digging that deep into you. But it still begs the question: what is going on here? Where is all this money coming from? What else is going on here? Well, let's take a look at their grant section, because their grant section gets even more questionable on what's going on here. So this leads us to Baby Ghost. Baby Ghost being their nonprofit wing. And before somebody says, oh, I should just be able to dig into like their tax statement and stuff like that via their nonprofit, I don't know how to do that to begin with. So if somebody could help like lead me in the direction, I am curious how they get their funding, because their funding doesn't make sense when I start digging into it. But Let's get back to this for a moment. Baby Ghost is a nonprofit arm of the social impact investment firm Weird Ghosts, delivering year round programs to support underrepresented game developers and founders in Canada. Oh. Again, back to that underrepresented statement, back to all this stuff. But this time they actually do identify what it means to be underrepresented and things of that nature. Come down here. What do we do? Provide grants to game studios run by founders who face marginalization and underrepresentation due to gender, race, queerness, disability, religion, housing status, economic status, immigration, or citizenship status. Oh, okay. So now we're starting to get what they're doing. But then you get to their third statement because the second statement is basically we're just helping you make your community and stuff like that, help you teach you how to build your games, thing decent enough. But then you get to conduct research, data collection, and publishing on topic of equitable game funding in Canada. Wait, okay. Oh, this goes back to something else they mentioned earlier. Something that they really did talk about is how they do like peer-reviewed studies. They do all these studies and things of that nature. It does continue to broach these very weird aspects, but how they got this is from this. Quite literally, this is how they got to thinking, hey, we should make baby ghosts. Our mission extends beyond financial support. We advocate for a sector that sees co ops and workers centric models as a standard. Our research leads to real, measurable impact. That's right. So Weird Ghost put out this study. I want to do the survey and the study to figure out, hey, what's going on here? Like, how can we help? What can we do? And when they actually show you the study, they already show you what the study is. But to show you how they skewed the study is very unique and very interesting because they tell you right off the back. You come down over here to Weird Ghost again and how they conduct the study and where they got all these ideas down. Breaking down barriers to funding for Canadian game studios. When we started brainstorming for what would eventually become Weird Ghosts, we spent several months talking to funders and game developers across the world to learn how we could build a fund that would actually meet the needs of underrepresented game creators. Oh, okay, so you already wanted to start off there, but then they start talking about how they got this information. During this time, we also sent out a survey through our network about the barriers to funding from Canadian indie game developers, particularly those from marginalized populations. So you already started off by sending out your information to marginalized individuals, black, gay, trans, so on and so forth, all these individuals. So you already skewed your study from that aspect. Then that led you to wanting to actually make your nonprofit wing known as Baby Ghosts. So then you get your whole research, you dig into this, but because of their research, because of all the data collection that they've been doing, they ended up discovering that they want to do more. They want to start helping out these individuals that we deemed are underrepresented and everything like that because we already skewed our data from the get go. But you start looking at some of their other work that they've done, data collection, community surveys, knowledge sharing, industry engagement, impact measurement. So not only are they showing skewing their data to get a reason to actually go out and do stuff with everything like that, but then they're gauging how they're actually doing. Starting to sound familiar. Environmental social governance score, maybe? I don't know. Gauging our narrating and social imprint within the industry. Interesting. So you're starting to see all this weird stuff going on. You're seeing why they did it. You're seeing what they're actually researching, what they're actually doing, how they're doing this. And then you come over to their actual grant page itself. And their grant page doesn't help out at all. Actually, it starts bringing up more questions on how they're getting money, what they're doing with money, and where they're all going, and how they're actually like producing all these grants. So you come over here. Baby Ghost, our grant and accelerator. Oh, great. Are you building a video game studio with a cooperative model? Looking for understanding that you, as an underrepresented founder in the industry, run up against barriers, biases, and bullshit? The Baby Ghost Peer Accelerator could be for you. So already you start off from the foot that you guys are underrepresented. You're not getting the access that you're not getting any of this stuff. We are here to help you. We are here to help you. We are here to save you and everything like that. So this is their whole Baby Ghost. This is more telling you like what Baby Ghost is and how it actually works. So where Weird Ghost is a venture capital firm that focuses in on a weird pseudo communistic style venture capitalism, Weird Ghost is a grant system. It is a very weird grant system. Come down here to how, well, not Weird Ghost. Baby Ghost is a grant system. Very weird, weird structurally. I don't get it. But you come down here. What is Baby Ghost? Baby Ghost and Gamma Space Collaborative Studio have teamed up to offer a grant of $25,000 in a two-part 6-month program of tailored mentorship with a community of game making peers. We offer you the space and the tools to develop a studio that doesn't need to adhere to inequitable systematic norms. Ah, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Always the equitable, always the diversity, always the marginalization. You're getting where their brain's coming from. Every time they have this, you know where they're going with it. But hold on, there was something that I just said here. Gamma Space Collaborative Studio. Well, where have we heard that before? Well, we come back here to the founders. Go back down here to Jenny Robinson, who again, she, along with Henry Faber and Don Taliver, oh, her husband and somebody I have no idea, put together Gamma Space Collaborative Studio. So already they're having this weird incestuous combination going on here. Trust me, guys, it keeps getting weird. So we come over here to Gamma Space Studios. Um, and this is where my mind just starts breaking out outright. I can't deny it. This is where it is. So this is Gamma Space, along with Weird Ghosts. They're going around giving out all these grants. Well, Gamma Space does tell you how they're getting their money. So you start looking into this. We are a cooperative studio of game developers, artists, and creative technologists dedicated to exploring community-led flows of individual and collective support. Ah, more communism. But for the most part, the main thing they're talking about is, hey, we do Weird Ghost, Baby Ghost, all this stuff. But then you come down here to publishing. Now you're starting to figure out where they're getting their funding from. Some other funding. Currently in development with support from Weird Ghost and the Canadian government's Investment Readiness Program. Huh? Oh, that's right. Guys, I forgot to completely tell you. They're funded by the government. So when it comes to this, so not only are they funded by Weird Ghosts, which also funds them, mind you, like Gamma Space works with Weird Ghosts, is funded by Weird Ghost, and then also helps fund their Baby Ghost projects. But Gamma Space is also funded by the Canadian government. That's right, but not just any aspect of the Canadian government, their readiness program of the Canadian government. Learn more about the IRP. So you come over here to what the IRP actually is, and this is the Canadian government funding aspects of all this. Again, all this is connected to Sweet Baby Inc., by the way. All of this is connected. All of this is siding together with Sweet Baby Inc. But you come over here to what the About the Investment Readiness Program is. Founded by the Government of Canada, the Investment Readiness Program, IRP, is a $50 million grants and contributions program designed to support social purpose organizations, SPOs, as they can contribute to solving pressing social, cultural, and environmental challenges across Canada. Huh. Huh. Social, environmental. Interesting. Interesting. Social, environmental, governance scores. That's right, guys. The Canadian government is outright giving out to nonprofits ESG money, outright saying, in order to get this money, you must be showing us your social, your cultural, instead of your G, and your environmental challenges. Okay, you must be showing us how you're actually impacting all this. So now you have Gamma Space, who's focusing on more cooperative things, getting money via the Canadian government and $50 million grants. My God, that's a lot of money. Then, as they are also funded and supported by Weird Ghost, which we'll get into Weird Ghost funding because, my God, I don't understand it. They're then going to Baby Ghost and giving out grants, other grants to marginalized individuals, their words, not mine, in hopes that they do more cooperatives and push more communistic styles of government and building their things. And it's all here in black and white right now. Like, this is how they do stuff. And then you come down to their eligibility. How do you get these grants via the baby ghost and not via the Canadian government? Well, one, of course, you got to be based in Canada. Easy enough. Then you get to two. You are a member of an underrepresented group in the video game industry. There it goes again. Underrepresentation, marginalization, equity, all this stuff. You are a member of a team of at least two people. You are building a video game studio with a cooperative model. There it is. What we look for: social impact. That's their first thing, the social impact. You start seeing how this is all connecting. Come back over here to this aspect. Okay. They care about your social impact. Come over here to Gamma Space. Gamma Space gets that grant money from the government. So then they're going over to Weird Ghosts saying, hey, we want to know how we're socially impacting you, as their study was already skewed from the get go all about under marginalized groups. Okay. Underrepresented groups, marginalized individuals, all this stuff. They've been focusing in on, hey, in order to get this government money, we need to be having a positive social impact. We need to be having a positive social dynamic in all this. So let's just do it to to these marginalized people that we already think are not well off, but we're going to continue digging into it. But okay, now you're starting to see how some of this is playing out, how some of this is going. And I know it sounds very conspiratorial. I know, but the problem is I can't figure anything else out other than what I'm showing you right now. But I'm gonna bring you back to this for a. We've dug a lot into this. We've dug deep, 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 deep into this. But I do want to bring us back to this for, because I pointed this out at the beginning. Weird Ghost is funded by Infinite Ammo. Okay, so what is infinite ammo then? Okay, because we already have this weird funding from the government, them giving out money left, right, and center. Well, where's more of this money coming from? Weird Ghost is funded by Infinite Ammo. So much so that when you actually come over to their questions answered page and you scroll down here to how they get their funding, currently our minority investor, Infinite Ammo Incorporated, contributes 100% of our budget. Okay. One of our co founders is the sister of Infinite Ammo's late founder, Alec. This project has been backed by support from his family. We want to be transparent about the fact that Weird Ghost exists because of really painful circumstances that also hurt members of our community. It is our hope that Weird Ghost transforms this pain into something positive for our community. Baby ghosts is supported solely through donations. Okay, but still there's weirdness going on. Okay, there's just tons of weirdness because you have Weird Ghosts in supports Gamma Space, which has investment from the government. Then you come over here to Weird Ghost being solely funded by Infinite Ammo, but Infinite Ammo doesn't fund Baby Ghost, but Gamma Space and frickin' the Canadian government help fund baby ghosts. And then you have donations for baby ghosts, which I can't tell you how they get their donations and where that money is coming from for the life of me. But it's still, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense where all this money is coming from. What's it all doing? Especially when we start digging into Infinite Ammo. So you come over here to the actual Infinite Ammo page, and again, I can't tell you how Infinite Ammo is making its money, because this is Infinite Ammo. Right off the back, you see Alec Halawaka. Wait. Alec Halawaka, sister, family. Aline Mary Halawaka. So this is her brother's website, her since deceased brother. And we'll dig into how he got deceased and some of the aspects there, as we've been pointing out some weird going ons here, some weird connections. Alec Halawaka's website is what fully funds Weird Ghost. But I can't tell you how this website makes any money, especially because it kind of looks like it only puts out one article a year. And I'm going to say that again. It looks like it puts out one article a year, and I don't know who's writing the articles. I could be willing to bet Best Console Games is being written by Alec Halawaka. I'm willing to bet Electronic Games right here is probably written by Alec Halawaka. But Alec Halawaka died in 2019, guys. And since then, they're still putting out stuff, and it's I don't see where the funding's coming from. I don't see where the money's coming from. I don't see where anything's coming from when it comes from infinite ammo, especially when we start digging into who Allah Halwaka is and some of the scarier stuff that we start seeing going on here. Because this starts getting a little bit more conspiratorial, a little bit more shady, and a little bit more kind of disgusting because as we've been showing off, they've started talking about Alakalawaka, how they get their money from Alakalawaka, all this stuff. Well, you come over here to Alakalawaka's Wikipedia. Alec Holowaka used to be a indie developer focusing in on honestly some very successful games, Night in the Woods and Aquaria. These were successful indie games. He won tons of awards, was very successful, was assisting with game studios, all this different stuff, was well on his way to actually producing like physical copies of his Night in the Woods. And then you come down here to August 2019. Holowaka was accused of physically and emotionally abusing Zoe Quinn. Zoe, hi, Zoe Quinn. All circles around Zoe Quinn. So in 2019, you end up having Zoe Quinn come out after basically 6 years, no, 7 years of not being around and say this man who's now becoming very successful, but well on his way to making physical copies of a game that he did very successfully, having all this good go around him. Zoe Quinn comes out and says, he emotionally abused me. He treated me like crap. He did all this horrible things to me. Now, he's to suffer. He's to suffer roughly in 7 years later. Okay, and for those of you who aren't aware of Zoe Quinn, as Zoe Quinn's one of the people that helped kick off Gamergate. So there's that. Then, as it continues on, the days following the accusations, the Night in the Woods development team cut ties with the Halawaka, with Scott Benson writing, "We take such allegations seriously as a team." The team stated that other corroborating evidence related to the accusations had been presented to them. The publisher of Night in the Woods, Finergy, backed the team's decision and also postponed the plans to publish physical copies of the game in wake of the allegations. And this is where it gets kind of more sad and slightly disgusting. 4 days after the allegations of abuse were leveled at Alec, Alec Kalawaka, who's just basically had his entire life ruined by one allegation from Zoe Quinn, he offed himself in Minecraft and all that stuff. I have to be very careful due to terms of services and things like that. Then his sister announced it over on Twitter but she did it in a weird way when you actually, or one, her Twitter post is actually gone. It's gone. It's not coming back. But you get over here. She said he's been battling mood and personality disorder through his life and was a victim. He explained he had been trying to correct his own disorders in recent years through therapy and medication. She also stated that Halawaka said he wished the best for Zoe and everyone else. Now, I get Alec was very progressive, very left leaning, and everything like that. But you just had your life completely uprooted and destroyed by one individual who you cohabitated with 7 years ago. Now everything's destroyed. Your life's destroyed, every aspect of it. And he wishes the best for Zoe Quinn. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. But this man's website now is now being used to help fund Weird Ghost, which is now assisting with grants that are going around giving money to other co-ops and pushing other lefty kind of ideology aspects, co-ops, underrepresented groups, marginalization, caring about their social impact, their social credit scores, all this weird stuff. We're getting money funded by both Gamma Space and the government of Canada. Start questioning what's actually going on here. How is this doing? How is Weird Ghost getting funding from a website that basically doesn't exist anymore? Because let's be real, how the heck does this website have any money to actually fund Weird Ghost? And then on top of that, Baby Ghost has weird funding aspects as well, considering their connections to Gamma and the Canadian government. I'm not figuring this out, and it keeps getting even weirder. So you come down here to their donation page. As a nonprofit, we depend on donations from our community and beyond to help us provide grants and education to underrepresented founders. Any amount of support is truly appreciated. And you can do $10 a month, $25 a month, $100 a month, or pay annually $100 a year, $250 a year, or $1,000 a year. You get newsletters and all this stuff. Maybe I should figure out how to get all this access. I really do. But when you start coming down here and start looking around, there is a area that says all rights reserved, media kit, and privacy. So I ended up clicking on this media kit. It does another like a little about you. Tells us more about them, tells us some of their things and some of their investments and things like that. And you come over here. One, they already said that all their funding from Baby Ghost is funded solely by donations, right? Baby Ghost is funded solely by donations, while Weird Ghost is funded solely by Infinite Ammo. When you come over here to their media kit, you get this background. Baby Ghost was founded in 2023 by parents Ellie Mary Halawaka, PhD, and Jenny Robinson Faber. Ellie and Jamie each have over a decade of experience in communication building with underrepresented game developers, media, and arts administration and development. They also the co-founders of Weird Ghost, our investment arm. Okay. Okay. But as you start scrolling through all this, you finally see they're about them, and they start talking about all the other things that they do, and you go, to date, we have supported 10 studios across provinces. Okay, so I decided to click on these 10 studios, and I'll do it again. Open link. I'm right over here. Where's the studios? Guys, where's the studios? I don't know where the studios are. I don't know, because the page is not there. It's completely cleaned off. There's no aspect to what was actually on this page. There's no sign of what studios they've actually helped out with. There's no sign of what they've done or anything like that. There's nothing here. It's just gone. Where are these 10 studios that you've helped out with across 5 different provinces? So I can't even dig any further than this. So we already have these weird funding things. We have studios that apparently don't exist anymore. And we have weird connections to Gamergate, Zoe Quinn, all this other aspect. And then finally, I mentioned again, both these companies support Sweet Baby Inc. All this stuff supports Sweet Baby Inc. How does this happen? Come over here to their cohorts, things that they like to go around promoting. Say, these guys supported us. These guys supported us. They help us out and everything like that. Go down here. Very last one being Sweet Baby. Sweet Baby Inc. is all around all this. Got connections to Gamergate. Got weird funding. Connections to Canadian government. Weird stuff going on. 10 studios that don't exist, all being funded by donations that I don't know how to actually look up or anything, because I want to dig deeper into this and I want to figure out what the heck's going on here. And all the while, everything just smells fishy. I'm sorry, it just does. Nothing here sits right in my stomach. Nothing here smells right. Everything feels very dirty all the way around, where you have founders being sided with like this company that does other publishing, other grants and everything like that, that gets money from the government, where you have the other founder whose brother has a website that funds everything, but the website doesn't even make sense whatsoever, that also passed away due to Zoe Quinn's involvement. And everything here just all feels scummy, dirty, and nasty, and yet it all still ties back to Sweet Baby Inc. When your stomach tells you something ain't right and there's something weird going on here, 9 times out of 10, your stomach's accurate. But I'm just going to say, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you know how to get access to all these donation pages, all this nonprofit information, please give me a shout out. Find my DMs, Twitter, Discord, whatever, and help me out there. And until next time, guys, bye for now.